Welcome back. You're watching SA Today here on SABC News, and we're coming to you from Pretoria, the IEC's Result Operations Centre. Well, in 10 days, eligible South Africans will go to the polls to participate in the 6th local government election in the country's democratic history. The United Nations Development Programme and the IEC have, over the last 2 weeks, been on a roadshow to mobilise the youth in Limpopo, Mpumalanga, Northwest. And today, they finished the last show in Atteridgeville in Tshwane. The name of the show is called Democracy on Stage, and joining us on the line is Itumeleng Mojaki from the Front Row Studios to talk to us about what the show is all about and what has been the reaction from young people. A very good afternoon to you, and thank you very much for joining us here on SABC News, Itumeleng.
Afternoon, and thank you for having me.
Let's talk about how this all came about, and really if these sort of initiatives do indeed do what their purpose is, and that is to drive the youth to vote. Let's talk about how it came about and talk to us about the shows.
Okay, the show is called Democracy on Stage, like you said. It's a theatrical play written and directed by Modiba at Front Row Studios in partnership with the IEC and UNDP, United Nations Development Programme. So this show is mainly to educate young people about democracy education and to motivate them to actually exercise their democratic rights. So far, the feedback has been amazing. There's like a huge demand with the show, and people really love the show. They can relate to the show, and they really love it.
Yeah, talk to us about what the show is about. I mean, what happens in this particular show for those who'd like to view it or see it? I mean, what is the pull factor here?
Okay, what happens in the show is that the characters are actually people who were initially ignorant. And we learn through the show how those people changed their minds after learning about democracy. So that's the main aim of educating people, to actually not be ignorant about such things. They have to know their democratic rights and vote to make changes in their lives.
Yeah. Is there a sense that the youth are, I suppose, uninterested or apathetic towards the elections and voting? I mean, you know, we've heard a lot of commentary from young people who say, you know, things like, what's the point of voting? You know, there are no jobs for us. There's no, you know, there's no housing. There's nothing out there for us. So what is the point of voting? I mean, what are you hearing from the youth in terms of their attitudes towards voting?
A lot of people do not think it's necessary to vote, as they do not see the changes. But if we are being honest, most of the people who say such things are people who are not actually voting. So it's important for people to know their power of the vote and to actually take the step of making sure that they change their futures.
Yeah. All right.
So ignorance is really not helping.
All right. Talk to us about the schedule then, you know, where the show is, how people can view it. For those who perhaps want to view it online, no doubt, you know, we're in a pandemic at this time, so certainly a lot of people might not want to be going out into the streets. Where can we access this play?
This play is actually a street theater. We bring theater to the people. So it has to be even if it's a community hall, schools, but it's a street show for the people. So we go to the people, each province, we make sure that we tell these stories through theater, the street theater. So we go to the people.
All right, thanks very much for being with us, joining us here on SABC News this afternoon. All the best then with the street theatre. That is Itumeleng Mojaki from Front Row Studios talking about the initiative to get young people to vote in the form of a street theatre.